You know Five Nights at Freddy's is over 7 years old? Right at the start of their performance, Freddy mysteriously malfunctions, collapses on stage, and shuts down. He wakes up in safe mode back in his dressing room to find me! He even gives me a cool little watch. This thing can read messages, display my mission objective, navigate a map of the entire pizzaplex, and check every security camera in the building. It can basically do anything I need. Except tell the time. But anyway, I'm a tiny boy who needs to go home. And Freddy's like,
"Dude, why don't you just ask the nighttime security guard Vanessa for help?"
But Gregory, I say I don't trust her! So obviously I start looking around for Easter eggs, but Freddy's like,
"Hey, you know I can't really help you if you're staring at a stupid cupcake."
So I let him out of his dressing room, hide inside his gross chest, and we're off to find the exit. Freddy and I trudge through the dark tunnels under the pizzaplex, passing by these creepy security bots, and nearly getting caught by Vanessa before Freddy's like,
"Oh man, I'm pooped. What's it been, 2, 3 minutes? I'm tapping out."
I did manage to get by on a second attempt, only to be immediately bombarded by the gator. And the game crashed. Take 2. I sprint past Chica and Montgomery successfully this time, and I wind up in a security office. The doors shut around me, and I'm trapped. A gator pounding on one door and a chicken patrolling the other one. Naturally, I start checking the cameras to see when the coast is clear, and oh my god. Stuck in a security office? Checking cameras? It really is a FNAF game! I almost forgot for a second. After sneaking around, avoiding death by Robot Chicken, finding a Mr. Hippo magnet in the gift shop, and using it to jam a customer service machine, all I managed to get is a pass that lets me into the daycare. See, the sad part is, as weird as that sentence was, it's still pretty tame for FNAF. So I head over to the daycare and pulpit! Oh, that's right, it's a FNAF game. Also, yeah, so apparently this daycare meant for tiny children is chaperoned by a terrifying jester animatronic with a sun for a face. He's like,
"Oh boy, a friend! Let's spend every waking moment of every day together. Never leave me!"
And then the lights go out. Okay, apparently when the lights go out, this creepy but kinda well-meaning daycare attendant turns into an even creepier and definitely not well-meaning moon guy. Moon Dude just disappears into the pitch black daycare, and Freddy's on the phone like,
"What did you do? What did you do?"
Honestly, I'm not sure what I did. All I know is that now I'm stuck in a dark room with a murderous moon man. And the only way to get out is to turn the lights back on by activating 5 generators located inside the play place? That can't be right. Let me see. Hey! Back off, dude! This is serious. Oh my god, they really put active generators inside the play place. And there's 5 of these? This is an egregious health and safety violation. Sir, you better get this place in shape or you'll be hearing from my superior. But for now, I'm deeming this place unfit for play, and I'm gonna have to shut you down. Good day, sir. Alright, now what? Oh! This isn't ideal.
"Quickly, into my gross chest!"
In between dishing out health and safety inspections at the daycare, I managed to grab an upgraded security pass to gain access to the pizzeria!
Take a map. Take a map. Take a map. Take a map.
Okay. Thank you. First door, locked. Second door, also locked. Leaving only one option. An air vent. Every time, man. I mean, at least none of the animatronics can follow me in here.
Let's go!
What is that? What is that? Nope, nope, no, okay, no. Whew. Okay. I'm safe? I think I'm safe. Good thing Music Man can only crawl through vents and not out of them. So has FNAF taken over anyone else's life lately? In part 1 of Security Breach, I got trapped in a giant pizza place at night, became friends with Freddy Fazbear in real life, evaded creepy robots and a sketchy security guard, shut down a daycare for health and safety violations, was chased by a killer bunny, didn't realize I could close the door during the security office section and just crouched in the corner while the game glitched out, and died. A lot. But now, I have an upgraded security badge which lets me access the nearby stage control room. Once inside, Freddy appears on the monitors and is like,
"Hello. Please ignore that I am now suspiciously able to stand, move, operate security cameras, and know exactly where you are. I can make my way to your location. You just have to open the doors for me."
So it's like classic FNAF. I gotta spot Freddy on the security cameras and open doors for him to go through, all while keeping Monty, Chica, and Roxanne at bay by causing the doors to electrocute them. Hey, Freddy?
Yes, superstar?
Why are these doors built to administer electric shocks?
Hey, I'm here. Just hop down this vent and stop asking questions.
So I head through the only door the game will let me go through, and I find... oh. Hello, sir. You appear to be naked. I'm just gonna look away now and... Ah! Yes! I understand now. I head back and I find Freddy at the dentist. He's stuck inside this big tube while Vanessa stands there, being a freaking loser. And she's like, if I find out you've been helping that stupid kid, I'm gonna rip off your skin, slap it on a new body, and leave your old one to rust. No, seriously, that's basically what she says. Vanessa seems to have a lot of power for a security guard. These parts and service minigames are basically Simon Says Don't Die edition. Press the buttons in the right order, one wrong move, and Freddy attacks. So I better focus here. I don't want to get anything wrong. Okay, that was close. All right, Freddy's back on his feet, I'm back in his chest, and we're off to kill Chica. Okay, maybe I should explain. Freddy's like,
please do not kill my friends.
But I didn't notice because I was too busy planning to kill his friends. Anyway, yeah, I gotta choose between mini golf and laser tag, which basically boils down to which animatronic I want to decommission first, Monty or Chica. And I'm not sure why, but something tells me that Monty Golf is for nerds.
Anyone that picks Monty Golf is just a nerd.
So I decided to check out Phaser Blast. It's laser tag with robots. And maybe death, but you know. So this is Phaser Blast. The goal is to capture flags across the course while fending off security bots and avoiding Chica. My only line of defense being a little laser gun that can temporarily stun the animatronics. Alright, I captured a flag. Let's try this thing out. I don't feel guilty about this. Eventually, I wind up in the back rooms of the kitchen and stumble across, what else? Another security office. I grab my security upgrade, the room goes on lockdown again, and Freddy's like,
Chica is on her way. You have to use the console to distract her.
But you're in the room with me. Can't I just hide in your—
Chica loves pizza. Use the Pizzaplex virtual ordering system to whip up a hot pie and get her off your trail.
Dude, I guarantee it'll be easier if you just let me—
Play the fun pizza minigame.
Alright, fine. Jeez. I start to explore more of the kitchen and find, of all things, a trash compactor. Wait a second. Chica eats trash. I need to kill Chica. Chica also loves pizza, and I have some pizza-flavored sludge in my pocket. Ooh, I see where this is going. Freddy, open up that chest cavity. We got a your friend to kill. In the next room is a generator that powers the trash compactor, and... two Chicas. I don't think there's supposed to be two Chicas, and I'm not sure why there's two Chicas. Well, talk about killing two birds with one stone. I flip on the generator, run to the other room, and set the Monty Mystery Mix inside the trash compactor. Chica gets a whiff of the pizza-flavored sludge, beelines for the trash compactor, and... Nice. Whoa! Freddy can now stun animatronics by yelling at him. And I mean... yeah, it's kinda cool, but the upgrade distorted his voice and he sounds scary now. I don't like it. Freddy's like,
This is Chica's upgrade. How did you get this?
well, I certainly didn't attempt to murder her in cold blood.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Let's get going.
What an idiot. Yep. I'm doing it again. I'm about to hop up here and talk about how amazing Gravity Falls is, how it's been gone for ages, and once again fall down the pretending Gravity Falls isn't over rabbit hole. Because today, I want to take a deep dive into Gravity Falls Legend of the Gnome Gemulets. The game starts at the Mystery Shack where Dipper and Mabel are talking to their grunkle Stan.
Ah, smell that country air, kids. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It's days like this that make a man glad he's not currently in jail.
Wow, Grunkle Stan, I've never seen you in such a good mood. Did the doctor change your medication?
I just got a good feeling about today. Why don't we take the day off? Grunkle's treat.
So the gang's about to have a nice, relaxing day off. Sounds like the perfect time for a mysterious flying log creature to swoop in and then just kinda... leave. Didn't do anything crazy, just flew in, paused, and left. But apparently that was enough for Grunkle Stan to be like,
I could kill that thing and make money off it. Kids, forget everything I just said. We're going after that thing.
and with that, we're off. Dipper and Mabel hop back to the shack, say hi to Seuss, sup dude, grab the magic flashlight from that one episode, and head back to the forest. While playing as Dipper, I used the flashlight in a super fun and challenging touchscreen minigame to clear the path forward. It took like 2 seconds. But look, there's the flying log thing, and he's beating someone up. That's so cool. So this is Jeff the Gnome. He's been around since the first ever episode of Gravity Falls, and he's kind of a jerk. But right now, he's getting flaming balls thrown at him. That's so cool. None of it's particularly difficult, but this is a kid's game, and I'm a million years old. I make my way deeper into the old mine and eventually reach Ooh, a minecart level. Is this gonna be like Donkey Kong Country? Alright then, let's go. Well, Mabel's dead. Guess it's not exactly like Donkey Kong Country. He's like,
Hey, check out this dark, scary, and definitely dangerous cave. You kids should be fine in there. You got a flashlight, right? Alright, I'm leaving now.
classic Grunkle Stan. I head inside and the wind gemulet is legit just right there, sitting around. Huh, really thought there was gonna be like a boss or something in here. Ooh, wait, here's something. Cool. Different versions of this lifeless corpse show up at the end of every future stage to do the same 2 attacks on a freaking loop. I feel like I'm skipping over a good chunk of the game here, but like, look at these. What can I say about this? The story isn't progressing. I'm just grabbing Chaos Emeralds for a gnome who bathes in squirrels. Speaking of, we got all of them now, so I head back to Jeff to hand them all over. Dipper and Mabel are like, here's the gemulets, you little weirdo. Oh, thank you so much. You've saved the rainforest or whatever. Now I can use these for my totally not ulterior motives. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, maybe I should have seen that coming. Turns out the gemulets weren't the source of the gnome's magic, and the forest was never in danger. This was all just part of Jeff's plan to assemble 4 powerful ancient talismans that would grant him ultimate power. It's always ultimate power. And all those recycled bosses I was fighting? Yeah, those were the guardians of the talismans who were meant to protect them from falling into the wrong hands. Ancient guardians! And they got wiped out by a couple of preteens. Easily. Like, without any difficulty at all. It's embarrassing. Just then, Dark Jeff sets off this wave of dark energy that shrouds Gravity Falls in, like, darkness or something. I manage to escape, eventually, and the gang takes shelter in the Mystery Shack where Stan is like,
Ah, don't worry, we'll be safe in here. I reinforced these walls with bunker-grade steel so nothing can... Yep.
As expected, I tear through another bunch of monsters and head out of the Mystery Shack, only to be met by... oh, one of the Guardians. Apparently they're not actually dead. The Guardian talks to Dipper and Mabel and gives them more info on Dark Jeff. Apparently he's been possessed by an ancient evil entity called Gremularth who was sealed into the gemulets a long time ago. And Dipper and Mabel are like, wow, thank you for the info. Can you help us fight him? Yep, yeah, cool. We actually have new enemies this time. Like, Waddles? Really? You're kidding. I mean, yeah, technically it's a clone of Waddles created by Gremularth's magic, but like, still, this game is forcing me to beat up a pig. I don't like that. It's only fun in Animal Crossing. One disappointing final boss later, and the day is saved. Jeff's like, sorry. Dipper and Mabel are like, it's chill. And the gang decide to take the gemulets and toss him down the bottomless pit from that one episode. Wait, really? That's a genuinely terrible idea. These things were scattered across Gravity Falls and protected by ancient guardians to keep them from being put together. And instead of giving them back to the guardians because they're apparently still alive, you just want to chuck them in a hole? We've seen the bottomless pit episode, right? We know those gemulets are just gonna pop out the other side. Literally anyone could just scoop them up at that point. How stupid are you? Just roll the credits. Guys, this game's not that good. Oh, we even have an after credits scene here. Yeah, see? Look, I was right. This game is dumb! So, I guess this is just what I do now? Might as well start these videos going, hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Yep, we're back. We are very near the end of Security Breach. I can just feel it. And just in time for everyone else on YouTube to have already finished the game, 4 months ago. Yeah. Last time in Security Breach, I helped Freddy get to parts and service for repairs, spent an hour trying to get past these stupid endoskeleton bots, called the security guard Vanessa a loser, played laser tag, and mercilessly killed one of Freddy's friends, Chica, so that I could stuff her voice box down Freddy's throat. Yeah, I called that video Showing No Mercy in Security Breach for a reason. And after looking around for a while, I couldn't actually find much to do here. But then I find this go-kart off to the side and Freddy's like,
I'm sorry, but you're not tall enough to ride this go-kart alone. You'll need a working driver assist bot.
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Okay. Apparently I have to ride this go-kart. But unfortunately, I am a teeny tiny little crumb of a man, so I can't ride it without a chaperone, and this one's, a bit broken. It's missing its head, and you kinda need those to drive, even if you're a robot. So I scour the raceway for a while and I cannot believe that got me. I really should be better than that by now. So yeah, this box jump scared a head onto the floor. But Freddy's like,
Uh-oh, this head don't work. We should head over to the West Arcade to fix it up.
yeah, alright. Kinda random. He's like,
I'm sorry, I can't come with you this time. There's this DJ in the arcade. Great guy, you'll love him. And if I step foot on his dance floor, I just can't help but move.
dude, you can just say there's a boss fight in here. It's fine. One elevator trip later, and... Okay, come on. How big is this pizzaplex supposed to be? Like, I was just on the 3rd floor of the already massive pizzaplex, took an elevator up, and wound up here, in an arcade the size of a frickin' Gothic church that also has 3 floors. I swear to God, the pizzaplex must be visible from space. It's huge. Someone who understands how to numbers more than me needs to try and figure out how big this place actually is. So yeah, room's big, and over to the right is... I take it that's the DJ, and I take it I'm gonna have to deal with him eventually. So I'm just gonna treasure the time before that happens. So with Music Man loose, I sprint through the arcade to try and get to the next breaker switch. First up's the one I found in the bathroom. Flip it on, quick and easy, and... So that's where Music Man went. Oh my god! This is legitimately the most terrifying thing the game has thrown at me so far. Jesus. So with the danger of the situation clearly established, I run very much away from the Music Man robot and quickly hide in a nearby... yeah, this thing. Okay, I think the coast is clear. I can hop out now. I said I can hop out now. Hop out now? Oh god. Oh no. I'm caught in a loop! Okay, yeah, I'll say it. This is very funny. This kind of cycle continued for a good hour before I finally found the right switches and saw Monty doing that. And finally, the game is like, okay, now you gotta flip the switch in the back room. Oh! Okay, so I was supposed to go here, just not until the game told me to. Alright, yeah, sure. Cool. I place the repaired head on the driver bot, and the game immediately jumps to a cutscene of me just already on the racetrack. This obviously gets Roxy's attention. She jumps down onto the track, and... Whoa! Okay, I just tuck and rolled out of a moving vehicle and let that go-kart absolutely wreck Roxanne Wolf. The cart slams directly into her face. We even get to see it in super slow-mo. That's brutal, man. And then I decide to kick Roxy while she's down by gouging out her eyes. I know I like to joke that I'm on a merciless robot-killing rampage in this game, but this is actually way wilder than I was expecting. But in one last heart-to-heart with Freddy, this line gets dropped. If I leave now, nothing will change. There will be more disappearances. What? Disappearances? What disappearances? No one has mentioned there being any disappearances. Did they? Legit, I think they forgot to set this plot point up. Like, at all. And where's Vanny been? She's barely showed up at all since the beginning of the game. Wasn't she the main villain? What about Gator Golf? This can't be the end of the game, right? You know, I've been playing a lot of FNAF lately, and all this spooky, killer robot stuff is fun and all, but I think I need a palate cleanser. Something brighter, more upbeat. A comfort game that also enables my tendencies to live in a constant state of denial regarding the things I love the most ending. What? Why are you looking at me like I'm about to? Steven Universe, unleash the light! So there will be spoilers here for the games and the show, but I don't want to waste too much time. So basically, in the show, Steven helped 3 alien dictators realize they need therapy, and they said, okay. And then, in the games, the gems fight this ultra-powerful gem weapon called a prism, which was controlled by Hessenite, a war general from the gem homeworld. But then Steven was like, look inside your heart, you idiot. And the prism decided not to be a weapon anymore, Hessenite decided not to be evil anymore, the gems had a pizza party, and that's pretty much it. Now that we're all caught up, here's Steven Universe, Unleash the Light. Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and Steven all head out to investigate. They take a warp to this gigantic fancy prism palace, and almost immediately, Pyrope and Demantoid appear on, like, floating FaceTime screens. And they're like, oh, it's you. Very productive conversation. So, the gems are left with no choice but to get inside the palace and confront Pyrope and Demantoid in person. So, the gang keeps spreading their message of peace by killing everything that gets in their way, but eventually they reach a roadblock. Oh, that was my ringtone. Don't ask me why my ringtone is Aaron Hansen yelling, "Yeah, boy." Just don't question it. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Let's keep going. These two saw Steven dismantle the Diamond's empire, and instead of embracing their new freedom, they decided that this was the perfect opportunity to swoop in and become the new gem dictators. And because they both got prisms, they just might have the power to do it. And thus, Pyrope and Demantoid become the latest in a long line of potential war criminals that Steven has to give a stern talking to. Dang it. You realize this is an RPG, right? We have to fight things. Like 8 whole stages go by before the gems realize, oh, Demantoid's not here. And then hop to another planet for more stages, more battles, more killing in the name of peace. Oh, speaking of killing in the name of peace, look, Bismuth is here. She heard about everything going on with the prisms and decided to help out. Even bringing this box. She brought a box. Several stages later, and the gems finally catch up to Demantoid. And she's like, "You guys are lame, your prism is dumb, I will now do a kill on you." And we launch into a boss fight. But I employed my strategy of use Bismuth all the time, and Demantoid went down pretty quickly. The gems warp back to the palace and unlock that big rainbow door, only to be met by another door. Oh, and Hessenite, how'd you get here? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. That's not Hessenite. That's a mysterious, nameless vigilante gem who just happens to sound and look just like Hessenite, here to help the crystal gems in secret. Not Hessenite shows up throughout the palace to give the gems super useful hints, such as you can unlock this door with a key, and open treasure chests sometimes if you feel like it, and don't you go asking questions. The gems just kind of let this all happen, then awkwardly get on with their mission, and finally they reach Pyrope's room. And Pyrope's like, "Oh, you stupid. Yeah, for the big bad of the game, Pyrope went down easy. But anyone who's ever played an RPG knows there's never just one final boss. Nah, games like these aren't over until you fight some kind of otherworldly god creature. So, I guess there's nothing left to say except, do you think Grumpy Face would add me in as a DLC character? Like if I asked really nice, "Make me canon, Grumpy Face!" Okay, I promise this is the last one. Over the last few months, I have been slowly working my way through Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. We've made a lot of progress, seen a lot of jump scares, and mercilessly killed several sentient animatronics. No mercy! But today, we end it. Right when I thought I was done, I realized, oh crap. I'm gonna have to get all the endings, aren't I? Ending number 1. The one where you just leave. This one's simple. At the end of the game, when Freddy and I reach the main entrance, the game gives me the choice to leave, stay, or go after Vanny. I pick leave, and a cutscene starts. We see the player character, Gregory, running away from the Pizzaplex and eventually camping out in a cardboard box in an alley. Which, I guess, is implying that Gregory doesn't really have a family or a home. Oh, and look! Gregory's got a newspaper with an article about the disappearances. You know, the disappearances that were never directly mentioned until the very end of the game, even though they're supposed to be a very important plot point. Yeah. Those. Nice to see them finally showing up. Good for them. I get to the door and I'm given the same options as last time. Leave, stay, Vanny. I say, why yes, I am more satisfied with this door than the previous one, and choose to leave. Gregory then hijacks a van and busts out of the Pizzaplex. Yes, Gregory, a child the size of an office garbage can, is driving. But, oh no, Freddy's battery is dying. Didn't think about that part, did you? But don't worry, not only does Gregory know how to drive a stick shift, but he can also jumpstart Freddy's battery using the van's jumper cables. Apparently all of Freddy's power is in his ears. I don't know. So the two make it out of the Pizzaplex, realize they forgot to do anything about Vanny or all the missing people, and are just like, sucks to suck, and speed off. This is considered a good ending, but I would argue that this is the best ending of anything. Ever. Next, ending number 3, the one we already got. All I had to do to unlock this ending was to explore the Phaser Blast arena a little bit and find this side room that Vanny had been using as a hideout. I didn't really do anything, I just kind of looked at it. We don't really see what happens, but I'm sure she escapes safely and doesn't get her internal organs violently ripped out. So yeah, Freddy dies, Vanny dies, the game never actually confirms that Gregory left the Pizzaplex, and the place is shut down for a bit. That's all, folks! Alright, I took all the pictures, found the secret room, and grabbed the last gold plushie. Let's call Freddy and get out of here. What is happening? Oh no. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! This is legitimately the worst I've ever seen the game bug out. I kinda don't want to leave. This is fun. This is fun. Our heroes then escape to the roof only to find Vanny. Oh
my god.
Yeah, Freddy straight up tackles Vanny, knocking them both right off the roof. Gregory then runs down, unmasks Vanny, and discovers that she is, in fact, Vanessa. Not sure why he's so confused by that. I thought he knew. Wasn't that kind of the point? But actually, Gregory might be onto something, because immediately after that, we cut back to the roof of the Pizzaplex, which is still very much on fire, by the way, where we see the actual Vanessa, security guard outfit and everything, trapped on the roof. Yeah, that really throws a wrench into this whole thing. So are Vanny and Vanessa the same person? How is she two places at once? Is this Vanessa? Does any of this mean anything? Ugh, let me tell you, it's a good thing it's not my job to decipher what any of this means. They then escape and relax on this hillside eating ice cream, which is nice. Confusing, but nice. And that's the good ending. But it's not ending number 6, the real one. The true canon ending of Security Breach. Yeah, I think. To reach Monty's boss fight, you gotta solve one of the biggest puzzles in the game, Mazercise. A big maze that you can rearrange in a million different ways. But only one path is gonna lead you to the conveniently open air vent that leads to the Monty fight. And this maze will be the death of me. I was stuck on this thing for hours. And after finally figuring it out and looking up a walkthrough, I left to save the game so I'd never have to do it again, and the maze resets when you leave the room. Steel Wool, is everything okay? Are you mad at me?
Fine.
Resolve the maze, crawl through the vent, smash Monty over the head with a giant bucket, steal his hands for profit, and boom. At long last, Freddy is now fully upgraded and can reach the elevator under the pizzeria. Glitchy or not, if you do manage to get through the fight, the blob snatches up William Afton, giving Freddy and Gregory plenty of time to escape the now very much on fire pizzeria. I wonder how that happened. The two get out unscathed, relax on the same hill from the previous ending. I realize this is the first time Gregory has actually appeared fully rendered and animated on screen throughout the entire game, and that, finally, is the end of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Weird game! Amphibia. I have been dying to make a video on this cartoon, man. Amphibia is all about this girl named Anne Boon Choi, who, along with her friends Sasha Waybright and Marcy Wu, get magically transported to another dimension full of giant talking frog people. This is how the show begins. See those stones? See how they lost their color? Yeah. Box don't work no more. Leaving Anne stuck in another dimension to fend for herself. Completely and utterly alone. Oh hey look, frogs. These are the planters, Polly, Sprig, and Hop Pop. Polly's a little tadpole who's got a lot of attitude for someone with no legs. Sprig's an excitable troublemaker, and Hop Pop is their responsible grandpa who's voiced by Goofy.
I'm old. I'm elderly.
This first season mostly follows Anne just getting used to life in Amphibia, bonding with the planters, going on adventures, and putting the citizens of Wortwood in mortal danger on a regular basis. That is until... Look! It's Sasha! I found her! Are we supposed to kill her, or...? So yeah, Anne is super mad at Sasha for putting her friends in danger. But Sasha's like, dude, they're slimy little creatures. Who cares? Stop being annoying. Yeah, remember how I said Sasha liked to boss Anne around? We really get a look at how toxic their friendship is here. Anne says no. Sasha's like, what? And Anne's like, uh-oh. But of course, in order to do that, they first gotta get the box back from Hop Pop's contact. Oh, this is where that not ending well happens. Anne finds out that Hop Pop buried the box in their yard and has been lying to her for months. Will Anne be able to forgive Hop Pop for his betrayal?
Yes.
Well, okay, it's more complicated than that. Anne and the gang just made it to the final temple. Uh-oh. Yep, it's time for an unexpected reunion as Sasha and Grimes show up to the temple to make amends. Sure. The last stone gets charged up, and they all return to Newtopia, where I'm sure no one will double-cross anyone. It's safe to say everyone's pretty uncomfortable, but no time for awkward silence. We gotta do something about Andreas. It's time for a fight. Huh. Would you look at that? And naturally, Anne is so shocked and heartbroken over this that she channels the energy of the Blue Calamity Stone and suddenly gains insane otherworldly superpowers. What's up? Yeah, you heard me. Superpowers. Anne launches into the air and starts beating up Andreas, but then she's like... Apparently these superpowers don't last forever. So Anne's in trouble. Anne, Sprig, Polly, and Hop Pop all jump into the portal, and Marcy's just about to follow them when... King Andreas kills Marcy, literally stabbing her in the back. And Anne's like, oh no, my friend, dead. Okay, okay, yeah, Sorry, I can't really joke about this part, can I? Season 3, Amphibia's final season. Anne and the Planters are stuck in the human world, Sasha's still trapped in Amphibia, Andreas is wreaking havoc, and Marcy dead. This is the core, a giant artificial hive mind made up of all the smartest amphibian ancestors' memories smushed into one, including Andreas's very strict and controlling dad. Fine, I'll start the flashback. So, long ago, when Andreas was just a prince, he was close friends with this frog named Girl Sprig. No, sorry, Leaf. Her name was Leaf. She's upbeat, adventurous, and definitely not a distant relative to the Planters. She just looks exactly like Sprig for, I don't know, tax benefits. And she was like, hey, I think using this box is gonna kill everyone. But the king was like,
But iPad and war!
dude, really? Ugh, forget it. Yoink! Meanwhile, Andreas' dad was like,
Son, you goofed it, and I'm not proud of you.
oh man. All the while, our heroes sneak into Andreas' floating castle and steal the music box. Hooray! Why are you looking at me like that? Using Mr. X's fancy FBI glasses, Mr. X misdirect. Oh. Oh. Was that on purpose? Reflecting on everything, Andreas breaks down crying. But up in the castle, Darcy sees this and is like, what an unbelievable cartoon, man. Probably my new favorite from the Disney Channel. I'm serious. But there's still one question left unanswered. How's Amphibia gonna survive without a moon? What effects will this have on the planet's ecosystem? Is there a backup moon? What's controlling the tides? Are the water levels in Amphibia rising? You know what I miss? The days when every cartoon had some crappy tie-in video game. But these days, licensed cartoon games are pretty few and far between. Wait a minute. Cartoons? Nostalgic memories of summer vacation? That can only mean one thing! That's right, it's time for Phineas and Ferb, the Disney Channel cartoon about kids violating all sorts of construction laws and aquatic mammals that fight evil. You guys already know this stuff. This little Nintendo DS game came out way back in 2009 and is, as far as I can tell, the first proper Phineas and Ferb video game. And it is not good. It's not good. Oh, actually, I forgot. You can actually ride the roller coasters you build. Heck, if you get enough speed, you can even go into space.
You know, like the show!
And, you know, that actually sounds really fun. Let's give that a shot. I'm gonna play a different game now. All the touchscreen junk has been restricted to just the building minigames, which makes the platforming flow a lot better. Nerd talk, nerd talk, nerd talk. Basically, the game's more focused, less annoying to play, and I like it more. Plus, Candace dies? I'm looking for a game that feels built from the ground up to recreate the Phineas and Ferb vibe. These feel like generic kids games wearing a Phineas and Ferb skin. Though, to be fair, at the time of writing this, I haven't quite finished them. I really tried to beat all the games in this video, but I was running low on time. So maybe I'll beat the games while I'm editing this video and tell you if my opinion's changed right now.
No.
Great, moving on. But hey, I actually managed to get a sealed copy of this one. The Wii is basically a retro game console at this point, so having a brand new sealed Wii game is really cool no matter what. So this game's weird. There's a dimension where everything's covered in gelatin, there's a balloon dimension, there's a dimension based on old black and white cartoons, Gnome World, and even if it's not my genre, even if it didn't blow me away, I really respect that. This game's alright. The DS version's completely different. So yeah, every version of Across the Second Dimension is the exact same game, except the DS one. One of the most innovative, cutting-edge consoles of its time. Can't handle Gnome World. It's basically the same setup as the console version, hopping from dimension to dimension, shooting robots and jumping on stuff, but it streamlines everything down to a more focused single-player experience. The console version just kinda stares at me wondering why I'm not playing with a friend.
I don't have those!
PlayStation TV. Yeah, we're getting real obscure now. This thing is basically a Vita, but without the screen. Or speakers. Or buttons, or basically anything that makes it a handheld console. It's just a Vita you hook into your TV, which makes it the only legitimate way to record good gameplay footage of Vita games. Unfortunately, these things flopped hard when they were released, which means they are not cheap to get today. So I forked over $500 for this fossil just to play Day of Doofenshmirtz, and this game's not compatible with PlayStation TV. Fine, you know what? Screw it, we're just gonna recreate it. Here. Phineas and Ferb Day of Doofenshmirtz is a worse version of Across the Second Dimension. I mean, really, even if this game was great, the best, most faithful Phineas and Ferb game ever, who in their right mind is gonna go out of their way to drop hundreds of dollars on discontinued game systems just to play a Phineas and Ferb game? Oh, wait. I have a problem. Over the last, year and a half, I have become completely and utterly addicted to Pokemon cards. I collect them, I study them, I watch hours and hours of YouTube content about them. It's a whole thing. These dumb cardboard squares have taken over my entire life. And you might think, oh, they're just cards, I'm sure you're exaggerating. No, you do not understand. But straight up, after that, I thought I had peaked. I owned a Charizard card. Isn't that the thing Pokemon collectors strive for? What more could I possibly... I ordered some packs, cracked them open, and... oh my god. Somehow, in my first ever batch of vintage packs, I pulled 4 holographics, including the Charizard. It was the same Charizard that I bought from the card shop, but now in pack fresh condition. I was in complete disbelief and was exploding with excitement. Woo! Yeah! I'm alone. I bought one singular pack off eBay, and... okay, you gotta be kidding me. Again? A second Charizard pull. And where the first time I was bouncing off the walls in excitement, this time I just stared at the card and was like, wait, that can't be right. No, that's not how this works. This can't be real. I was like, hey, I'm Fofi. You wanna help me do something stupid? And Island was like, all right. So we started talking about Pokemon stuff. I took part in one of his vintage box breaks.
It's another Tyranitar? No way!
No way!
Wait, we just hit 2 Tyranitars in this box!
And eventually, it happened. Island got his hands on a box, I engaged in capitalism, and way quicker than I expected, it was done. I had truly hit peak Pokemon. I had my very own factory-sealed 1999 base set booster box. Let's open it. Eventually, we're probably gonna reach a point where there are no more left in the world.
It's an endangered species.
Yes.
As it were.
And we're gonna kill it.
You're gonna shoot the koala. All right. Great.
So
join us as we shoot koalas. Ooh, I have a question.
Yes.
Why? If that's a bad idea, then why are you doing it?
Because it'll be fun.
Great. Cool.
I was extremely nervous. You can probably see my hand shaking. The anticipation was killing me. But luckily, I didn't have to wait all that long because in the very first pack, this happened. Energy, what's that bottom? Oh no, we got a Blastoise already!
Oh,
Yeah!
nice.
First one!
Oh my god!
Okay.
Yeah, take a look at the condition of the card here. I mean, this is your best chance to get the best condition card possible out of a pack. You know, out of a pack, you're fresh from a box.
Then a few packs later, energy.
Come on.
Venusaur!
Oh, Venusaur again!
Oh! One short. We are one starter short now. Ha!
That's crazy, man.
Okay.
Nice.
And finally,
Energy.
no way!
It worked! It worked! It was it! We summoned it!
Oh my god!
Right. That's incredible.
Okay,
That's
let's
crazy.
center it. Here we go. Here we go. Take a look at that. And we're back! Back to what, you ask? Why, back to the ongoing plot recap of the Disney Channel animated series The Owl House video series, whatever. Yep, it's time to revisit The Owl House, the Disney Channel cartoon about a teenage girl getting lost in another dimension. But not the one with frogs. Or the one about racism. Basically, a girl named Luce trips into a world of magic, learns to cast spells with paper, and meets an owl lady named Ida who becomes her new mom. And King is also there. New mom Ida hates the Emperor, Belos, because he makes everyone join something called a coven, which means they can only practice one kind of magic, indicated by the sigil they all get branded with. Also, Belos sometimes has heart palpitations that nearly turn him into a giant monster, and he has to consume the essence of these things called palisman to stop it. This normal is the most normal, and new mom Ida also turns into a monster sometimes because her sister Lilith was mean. But after fighting for a while, they make up and decide to share the curse equally. Then Luce fights Belos because he's evil and doing evil things. He keeps going on about some stupid Day of Unity and it's annoying, so she beats him up but blows up her only way home in the process. Oops. This was the diary of a human named Philip Witterbane who got lost in the Boiling Isles a long time ago and wrote about the things he learned as he tried to get back home. Almost like a journal? Okay, I'll stop. But Luce is now one step closer to finding a way home, and she got to spend some time with Amity, who now has purple hair and gives Luce a kiss on the cheek. I swear to God, I've never seen two people blush more in my life. Starting to worry it's some kind of circulatory issue. So, the three of them all head to, well, the Titan's head. Luce and Lilith help Philip. There's so many L's. Why are there so many L's? Luce and Lilith help Philip open this big door, and Philip's like, "Oh, would you look at that? It's time to, time for me to, it's time for the, it's time. Betrayal! Between Luce getting closer to going home and King looking to find his dad, new mom Ida is starting to get kinda nervous. She's really grown to love her little family, and now it feels like everyone's trying to leave. So she does what anyone should do in this situation. Drink the pain away. Man, this season's been heavy so far. Everyone's got so much to deal with. And with all this happening at once, I know exactly what you're thinking. What about Hootie? That's right, this Mickey Mouse voiced owl worm building thing is finally plot relevant. Woo! And he helps Luce finally ask out Amity. And you know what that means. More blushing. Are you okay? This much blushing can't be healthy. Do you need medical assistance? She says yes, obviously, meaning that Luce and Amity are finally an official couple. Hooray! Hootie has served a purpose, and everyone had their status quo changed in one fell swoop. Man, it's like they had to squeeze more of their story into less episodes because Disney wouldn't give them a full third season or something. I don't know. Man, so many mysteries with this Belos guy. If only we could find out what he's thinking. Like, really just travel inside his mind. So Luce travels inside his mind. And she brought Hunter with her. It was an accident. Luckily, Ida and Lilith were able to escape, and everyone eventually reunites. Ida, Lilith, Luce, King, and an entire secret rebellion group. So, turns out, Rain and their bards are all okay, and the two coven heads that captured them before, Darius and Everwolf, were actually on their side the entire time. Cool! Oh, and there's Steve. He's Steve. But Luce and Amity finally reunite and even share their first kiss, which is an incredibly sweet moment. You can tell it's important because the animation gets fancier. But before too long, Luce gets kidnapped and taken back to Belos' lair. You know, the Titan's head. Belos himself attracts a massive crowd to the Day of Unity ceremony and begins the draining spell. He then quickly zips back to the Titan's head where the Collector's like, "This is awesome! You're gonna release me now, right?" Right? Yeah. Shocker, Belos doesn't hold up his end of the bargain and straight up tosses the Collector's tablet down a chasm. One pinky promise later and the tablet cracks open, unleashing... That guy from FNAF. Okay, seriously, this is the Collector. He's a little kid with the powers of God. He stops Belos mid-attack like it was nothing. And then with one boop of his forehead, he does this. I think Belos is dead. I mean, he just got splattered by an otherworldly cosmic entity with powers beyond comprehension. I don't think you can come back from that. What is the Collector gonna do to the Boiling Isles? What about King, Ida, Lilith, Rain, all of them? What's gonna happen in the human realm? What about Hootie? We don't know yet. But what I do know is I wanna watch Belos get splattered again. Oh man, that is brutal. Yeah, that's the video. I got a bit of a reputation here on YouTube. I'm the Steven Universe guy. I'm the Cartoon Network guy. I'm the guy who plays a bunch of random video games based on cartoons as a way to avoid facing the uncomfortable truth that all the things I love are coming to an end, time is marching forward, and one day I'll be an old, decrepit, dusky husk of a man who spent all his time living in denial that the funny cartoon show ended. I'm living my best life. But yeah, Multiverses is a platform mascot fighter, which is basically a fancy way of saying it's Super Smash Bros. Like, fully a Smash Bros. Clone. And it is chock full of characters from all across Warner Bros.' most classic nerd franchises. You got DC Comics, Game of Thrones, Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and, of all things, Adventure Time and Steven Universe. Oh, it's like a gift! Wrapped in those blinding CMYK Cartoon Network colors and just presented on a silver platter. Seeing this lineup straight up melted my brain, dude. Steven Universe sitting right next to Batman was not something I expected to see that day. Only one of these characters has killed before. We got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. On the Hanna-Barbera side of things, we got Shaggy, Velma, Tom, and Jerry. For Looney Tunes, there's Bugs Bunny and Taz the Tasmanian Devil. Then there's kind of the miscellaneous characters, like the Iron Giant, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, the game's only original character, Rain Dog. And then, of course, we have Finn and Jake from Adventure Time, and Steven and Garnet from Steven Universe. Oh, and LeBron James. Classic fictional character, LeBron James. And of course, that means if I want to play as my favorite character, Steven, I gotta pony up. Ugh, stupid game industry locking Steven behind a paywall. Fine! Take my $10. Ugh. Now, for my purposes, I only really want to focus on the Steven Universe and Adventure Time characters. I'm sorry, I just don't really have much to say about Tom and Jerry. So yeah, if you really wanted to know my thoughts on the Iron Giant and LeBron James and the girl from the show I haven't seen, I'm sorry. But just kind of looking at his moveset, he floats down after a jump just like in the show, and he can form shields and force fields. Ooh, I wonder what he used that one for. Hopefully not cold-blooded murder. And as a support character, Steven also can use his healing powers. He licks his hand, plops it on the ground, and creates this like area of effect healing spot, which also, spawns a watermelon Steven who will help you fight. That's not really what I expected to happen, but it's kind of cool. It's another little reference. And when they die, they scream. They were so young. Collecting enough of them allows Finn to purchase some upgrades from Choose Goose. Oh, it's the Choose Goose. Make your choice. I think he rhymes when he talks, but I can't think of a rhyme, but hit the Choose Goose on the loose. Oh no. These upgrades include a speed boost, some armor, and BMO? You have to buy BMO? Did Choose Goose kidnap BMO and is now ransoming them back to Finn? I noticed Garnet actually had this little stamp above her that said recommended, so I don't know, maybe I'll have a fighting chance this time. I'm drinking lighter fluid. Oh no. And of course, there's the Tree Fort from Adventure Time and the Sky Arena from Steven Universe. Now we're talking! If you're not familiar, the Tree Fort is Finn and Jake's home in Adventure Time, and the Sky Arena is that place in Steven Universe where Pearl got stabbed. We looked at Steven, Garnet, and Finn, which just leaves Jake. Ugh, right. I forgot. Free to play. Oh, I actually earned enough coins to unlock Jake without even paying money, just by playing the game. Alright, fine. It's kinda cool. I mean, yeah, Steven and Garnet are some of my favorite cartoon characters of all time, and Finn does have a lot more interesting stuff going on mechanically, but Jake can do this. Huh? Adventure Time! We all know it, we all love it. Jake the dog, Finn the human, the land of Ooh, the Candy Kingdom, Ice King, BMO, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, Starchy.
Hey, don't squeeze me apart.
And with all that in mind, the game starts with Finn and Jake stargazing in that boat attached to the top of their big treehouse. The two of them doze off and wake up to... Oh! The entirety of Ooh is flooded. There's water everywhere. Finn and Jake take a look around and find that the flood is coming from the nearby Ice Kingdom, which is melting for some reason. So, nothing better to do than sail over to the Ice Kingdom and see what's going on. That is a kraken. I'm sure that's going to be a very important part of this game. And look, there's the Ice King. What's he got to say? Oh, my crown, I'm the Ice King, blah, 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 blah. You have a party of characters with different abilities, you press a button to make them attack, they do that, and then you wait for the enemies to do the same to you. It's about as basic of an RPG setup as you can get. I mean, there's really not much more to say about it. Moving on. So, the group sails off to save Bubblegum with Marcy manning the ship's cannon, and... Oh god. I wasn't expecting a boss fight this soon. This game's not playing around, alright. Fire! Oh, okay. Nah, seriously, I shot this thing one time, it keeled over, and I barely saw it again for the rest of the game. That's disappointing. Yeah, well, Fern's here now. Apparently he's been leading the pirates this whole time, and in order to save Bubblegum, he's gotta be taken down. Cool. Finn's like, why would they yoink the gems? The only thing that could do was power the Enchiridion, the ultra-powerful book of magic that had the power to tear the fabric of reality, allowing travel through the multiverse, but that book was destroyed! And Bubblegum's like, what part of multiverses don't you understand? And then Jake's like, multiverses? But after sailing around for a while and dropping everyone off, the gang's just like, okay, now what? And Finn's like, oh, everything's melting, maybe the Fire Kingdom has something to do with this. Which sounds like a reasonable idea until you think about it at all. We already established that the melting was from the Ice King's crown having the batteries put in backwards. Why would this have anything to do with the Fire Kingdom? Those guys don't need to sabotage a crown to melt stuff. They're made of fire. They just have to go there. After the fight, the guys are like, we still need to find out how this flood started. Huh? Am I going crazy here? I seriously thought we had this figured out already. Someone sabotaged Ice King's crown and caused an entire kingdom of ice to melt. Is that not what caused the flood? I mean, yeah, you gotta find out who did it, but I think the how has been pretty well established. So I hop back in the boat, sail around, and... Hold on. I accidentally left the level. Give me a second. All right, here we go. And wait. What's happening? I saw this cutscene already. Wait. That ain't right. Wait, hold up. Interrogation I have to do it again? I left the level for 2 seconds and the whole place reset? Yes! One wrong turn reset the entire stage, forcing me into an unskippable, glitched out cutscene and the interrogation time minigame, all of which I already did an hour ago. And I messed up on the interrogation again, which means I played this minigame like 4 times. The gang finally finds Flame Princess, and she's like, I don't have time to help you. Someone messed with the Fire Kingdom, and now the flood's gonna put out all the fire or something. And after a lot of busy work, Fern shows up, somehow not immediately turning into a brush fire. He drops another boss fight on us that takes like 10 minutes to beat. The gang fixes the Fire Kingdom, and Flame Princess is like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe talk to the Ice King. What? After all of this, the Ice Kingdom, the Candy Kingdom, the Evil Forest, the Fire Kingdom, and multiple boss fights, the big solution we've been working towards was to just talk to the Ice King again? We could have done that from the start! That's what we were already doing hours ago! I'm starting to think the story of this game was maybe not quite as robust as I originally expected. Especially as the gang gets back to the Ice Kingdom and Simon's like, really? All this time and you still don't know what happened? That's what I'm saying, man. And that's the game. Wow. What an experience. But you know what? I'm not satisfied. This game promised me a Kraken fight, and I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna hunt this thing down, and I'm gonna kill it.
Why are you guys being so mean to me? I was just trying to invite you to my birthday party.
Oh my god. I have a confession. Up until very recently, I had never watched Regular Show. You know, Regular Show, the Cartoon Network series about 2 furries who work at a park with a gumball machine, a yeti, a ghost, and Muscle Man, where every episode is a pretty normal slice of life thing until about 3/4 of the way in, when everything devolves into a supernatural universe-threatening event. Yeah, that one. But now I've watched all of it, every single last bit of it. The show's over, and you know what that means. I miss it. Yeah, you know how we do things around here. Whenever something I like ends... No, it didn't. Usually, I like to start by checking out the toys. You know, most popular cartoons have a toy line. But a lot of these decade-old cartoon action figures tend to be shockingly expensive. Like $200 for a Funko Pop expensive. But the Regular Show toys were actually much more manageable. So no more just looking at pictures on the internet. This time around, we have some actual toys to check out for real. And I hate them. But things quickly take a turn for the worse when we go one step up, with these 2 action figures of Mordecai and Rigby. Oh god! What happened to Rigby? Okay. So if you haven't guessed, the main selling point of these toys is that you can make them talk, I guess? God, this Rigby toy. I get that they needed to, like, isolate the jaw or something in order to make it move, but, like, why are his gums exposed? It's like one of those collectible art figures of SpongeBob where all his insides are showing. Except that one's disturbing on purpose. The toys don't stand up, their actual function is dumb, they don't even match up scale-wise, just... these suck. In fact, these toys were so bad that they made a 2-part Regular Show TV special about it. This is real. It's all about Mordecai and Rigby refusing to sell out and have their likenesses made into crappy toys. Which, of course, leads to a giant robot fight in space, as you do. And I mean, look at this. They're not even being subtle. Even the creators of the show hate these toys. I'm just saying, this is a lot more faithful to those old 80s games than you might think. Especially when I got to the first boss, and... Oh, books. Those still exist, right? Yeah, what about Regular Show books? Well, no surprise, there's plenty. From what I can tell, they mostly tend to be like comic books and graphic novels, including a special release called Regular Show 25 Years Later. Oh wow, a full-fledged continuation of the story after the finale? That actually sounds perfect. Let's check it out and oh! You gotta be kidding, right? Why is this comic book so expensive? This thing was only released like 3 years ago, and you're telling me it costs over $200? That can't be right. Oh! Okay. $1,400 for a 3-year-old graphic novel? Where are these prices coming from? So I guess we're not checking that book out today. It's basically a lost episode of Regular Show, except you have to do all the voices in your head.
I am Skips. I can't think of anything else to say.
So honestly, if you miss Regular Show, and you're old enough to watch a show with, like, bad words, then just check out Close Enough. It's basically Regular Show, but for people with back pain. So yeah, check it out. It's on HBO Max. What's that? It's not there anymore? The exclusive HBO Max original series Close Enough got pulled from HBO Max, along with many other cartoons including Infinity Train and OKKO. And they aren't just removing them from the streaming service, they're attempting to scrub all existence of them off the entire internet for some kind of financial benefit. And all of this happened 2 months ago, and it's astonishing that I'm only hearing about it now? Huh. Well, I guess there's always the toys. Hey, do you guys remember Bendy and the Ink Machine? I swing the door open and I am greeted with the most excessive amount of orange I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. More importantly, the place is a wreck. Everything's totally falling apart, doors are boarded up, and some rapscallion's been going around writing cryptic messages on the walls. This is probably good, actually. Not much else to do right now, but just explore the place. So I wander aimlessly for a minute until I find... Well, that's just not safe. Oh. You think you can scare one so easily? Oh. Ah. I see. Turn a nearby valve and... Yep, you know, this is exactly what I thought would happen. Place is already falling apart. What was the point of this? It was always only going to make a mess. So I head back to the machine room, which has been boarded up, apparently. That's weird. Oh! Ah! Yes, I've heard this song before. I see a can of soup ominously roll across the floor, and around the corner appears... Friend. And I find myself in this dark, creepy hallway surrounded by posters and plushies of a character named Alice Angel. I wonder if we might be meeting a new character soon. There we go. This is Alice Angel, and for the rest of the chapter, she's in charge. Boris and I take an elevator deeper down into the studio, pass through this big Alice door, and find... Ooh. Boris? You good? Yes? No? Boris? If you're okay with being confronted by a room full of duplicates of yourself, mutilated and tied to operating tables, do nothing. Alright, cool, I'm gonna press on then. And eventually, I find this huge abandoned carousel ride, and a voice message starts to play from the guy who built this park, Bertram Piedmont.
You may think I'm gone, but I'm still here.
So, Bertram's the carousel. That's him. This is his face in the ride. Cool. And of course, that means it's boss fight time. And I set off on, honestly, the worst Haunted Mansion ride I've ever seen. My first time around, this took hours to beat. But I finally beat Boris, and the game's like, oh no, you killed your friend. Don't you feel sad and awful? But I'm like, is the game over yet? Nice Alice is like, here, have this visor that exposes secret invisible messages written on the walls that definitely won't be used in subsequent playthroughs to make up for the lack of lore presented in the actual game. Oh no, the ink demon's here, bye-bye. But what follows, I think, is the worst part of the entire game. Worse than Brute Boris, worse than the boat, the absolute low point of Bendy and the Ink Machine. After shoving an axe into Sammy's neck, Alice, Tom, and I are ambushed by hordes of ink creatures. And this fight went on forever. I just kept dying, respawning, fighting, dying, respawning, fighting, The fight just wouldn't stop. What was I doing wrong? Well, I looked it up, and apparently what I'm supposed to do here is get more kills than Tom and Alice in a row without dying. How on earth would I have ever gotten that? The game doesn't give me any indication that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't tell how many kills they're getting while they're running all over the place. I have no clue how many kills I'm getting because all these enemies just blob together. And why would I even be competing with these guys in the first place? They've saved my life twice now. Ugh. Whatever. I straight up just lucked my way into beating this bit. Tom, Alice, and I join forces, push forward, and whoops! I just run around this big arena and flip switches to open a nearby door, all while avoiding Bendy as he just kinda runs around. Look at him go! As my boy. And after all this chaos, the thing that finally puts Bendy to rest is symbolism. I play an unaired reel of film called The End. It makes Bendy go, ah! And then, whoa. I forgot colors that weren't orange existed. Swing the door open and...
All right, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
So the end of this game is a time loop. Hooray! How satisfying. I'm gonna play a little bit of Boris in the Dark Survival. It's Boris time! Once there was a wolf. That is a door. It's Boris! We're Boris. We are in a room. Everything's orange again. Let's see. Oh, look at him dance! Look at him cutting a rug! Look at him go! Look at Boris go! Oh, he's so good. I love him. Oh, I'm plucking the banjo. Let's go! Okay.
I guess if someone wants to learn my steps, they'll just have to get their hands a little dirty.
They'll have to stick their hands in the poopy. Plunger. Good, good. Not good, not good, not good. Every time. He's always right where I need to be. Come on. Come on. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? This is not particularly fun. I'm just gonna be honest. My experiences so far are not particularly that of having fun. Guys, I think this game might suck. I'm sorry to say it. I think this game might suck. Tumty 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 tom 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 tom. Yeah, sir. Come on. Don't screw me over, game. Do not screw. You know what? I'm deeming this game non-canon and therefore unnecessary for me to continue playing. Goodbye. Quick! We gotta play the new Bendy before people stop caring! And in the end, I saved the day by making Bendy confront their own mortality, which caused the heat death of the universe. Except not, because the game then just started over. And then I stopped. Now I'll play the sequel. So hey, it's the 70s! Sorry, couldn't resist. Oh, right, Joey Drew, the man who created Bendy, he's dead now. He will be missed. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the important thing is that Bendy and the studio are owned by Archgate now. The studio itself has been renovated and expanded with the help of something called the Gent Corporation. We're working really late, and we just gotta have our coffee. I wander around the spooky studio for a while, reach an elevator, and start to head, somewhere. I can't actually tell if this is going up or down from— oh man! So, this is Wilson. He's the bad guy. Like, for real, his only character trait is being the villain in this game. And I mean, not to judge someone by their appearance, but look at this guy. Listen to his voice.
Audrey, are you familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline?
Yeah, Wilson is villain. It feels like it was only last month. I mean, yay! Alice Angel is back! Remember when she stopped an evil version of herself from killing me in the last game? Tagged along for a little while and then the game just kinda forgot about her? Yeah, now she's back. And she's kinda giving us your basic post-apocalypse speech. You know the one. Yeah, I remember my first day here too. Here's an itemized list of all the different types of enemies you're gonna come across and all the catchy little nicknames we give them. Am I being vague enough to be ominous, yet detailed enough to be helpful? Okay, cool. Bye! Yeah, alright then. Oh. Turn around. All right. Oh, okay. That's where I'm supposed to go. That was clever. There's more jump scares, spookier atmosphere, and a lot more tension. Because now there's stealth. No more just bashing people in the head with a pipe. Now you gotta sneak around without being spotted, and then bash their head in with a pipe.
I love blunt force trauma.
But it's not all pipes and collapsing skulls, because a little while later, the game teaches me how to banish ink creatures instead of killing them. I just sneak up behind them and use my special glowy hand that I apparently have to send them back to the inky abyss. The game tries to sell this as the less violent option, but it definitely looks like they're dying, and they definitely scream like they're dying. The screaming. There's gonna be a story at some point in this game. Just like the first game, the ink demon pops up seemingly at random, makes the whole screen go spooky, and you gotta hide fast or else... I got 8. So I'm running around being stalked by a tall black and white monster and collecting a bunch of pages. Surprised no one's made a game like this until now. Anyway, I got all the pictures and brought them back to the guy, who then opens up the door and immediately starts beating me up. How ungrateful. He deserves to die. Oh, what's this? Oh, hello. I think you're missing a few things. Oh, well, now you're just missing. Okay. Okay, I think I might have just cursed myself. Is she just gonna keep popping up like, yes, she is, okay. Boy, it sure would suck if a villain suddenly came onto the intercom to override the elevator and send me crashing down. Oh no, this has never happened before. Man, this game really is recycling a lot of moments from the first one. I wonder what that's about. Ugh, where am I? Ew, spider. And with that revelation out of the way, we flash back to the town I was at before. I grab a key and push forward, but Bendy's nowhere to be found. Yeah, not that Bendy. Wait. I knew it! I knew you were too cute to not be a secret demonic entity! Yes, this little bendy guy has actually been the ink demon this entire time. Particularly that these are the guys who managed to, as they call it, sedate the ink demon, turning him into harmless little Bendy. But in the process, they basically tortured him. And I don't care if he's secretly a murderous demon who's killed me multiple times, he is also my friend, and I will protect him at all costs! Oh, who's this funny guy? Goodbye. Yeah, anyway, let's see what else is in here. Oh! Hi, Bertram. I see you left the carousel ride. You're looking good. Dead. Leaving now. Uh-oh! Okay, yes, I did get captured by one of the keepers, but it was a scripted thing. Instead of killing me this time, I just pass out, later waking up on... What is this, a train? Really? We're doing a train now? A train? In the studio? Okay, sure, why not? And to make things worse, look who's back.
I'm watching you while you sleep, Audrey.
Guess there's nothing to do now but get a drink of water. Gross. And get some rest. Oh no! I hate it when twisted angel people magically appear in my bathroom and knock me out. It's the worst. Whoa, look at all this crazy multicolored rainbow ink. What's all this for? This is the first bit of color I've seen in hours. Holy crap. Oh, why is it so dark up ahead? Oh. Okay, it hadn't loaded yet, never mind. I finally reach the actual lab and find Wilson, and he's like,
It's time, Audrey. Please be sure you have completed any side quests and have saved your progress before entering the lab. And thank you for playing Bendy in the Dark Revival.
Which I think is the game's, super subtle way of letting me know that we're about to reach the final challenge. Dude wants to toss me into this meat grinder and turn me into his OC. Literally everything Wilson said about saving his dad and making things right was, of course, a lie. The truth is that his dad is actually Nathan Arch, the businessman who acquired Joey Drew Studios after Joey died. And all this junk Wilson's pulling is just born out of jealousy and resentment for his dad being negligent and too focused on work, blah, 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 push. Well, that was easier than expected. This is really cool. I love how full circle this all is. If only my actual gameplay didn't look like this. Whatever. I make it to the projector, start the film reel, Bendy goes, ah! And then... Oh, good. I'm at work. Oh, and Bendy's just here now. There he is. He's real. Not in the parallel world anymore. Just a living ink creature out and about in the real world. Sure, okay. Roll credits. And that is Bendy in the Dark Revival. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Apparently this game has a secret ending. Let's check it out.
Well, the coffee's good and all, but this work's gotta get done. Focus, Audrey, focus.
I could have just done that the whole time?